Welcome to the fourth installment in our five-part series on making difficult people disappear. In the earlier sessions, I told you it really is about your expectations, your attitude, and not actually making people disappear, but recalibrating and reorienting yourself and acknowledging that we're all different. And having acknowledged that, to go on to embrace that diversity with empathy, a determination to respect and understand other people's perspective. Once we do that, once we stop expecting others to think the way that we think, behave the way that we behave, then we open ourselves up to derive greater value from our interactions with them. We allow ourselves to be curious, to seek to understand their perspective. So instead of expecting them to always march to the beat of our drum, we tune into their frequency to hear what music they're listening to so that we can move forward. But perhaps you've been having some difficulty accepting the things that I've shared in the first three, and you still think that you have difficult people in your life that you do need to disappear, whether it's your boss, it's your coworker, it's a direct report. So today, in this fourth session, I shared this quotation with you from Monica Wofford's book, Make Difficult People Disappear. You see, the reality is, if you are utterly convinced that someone is difficult, in most cases, you're going to treat that person as if they're difficult, no matter what he or she does. And one way that I have developed to self-check and to self-regulate around this is if something happens, if someone does something and I realize that I'm inclined to be irritated by it, disappointed, surprised, etc. I ask myself, if someone else did that exact same thing, how would you feel? And not just someone else. I pick one of my favorite people in the whole world, and that's my niece, Carissa. So if someone does something, someone that I perceive to be a difficult person, if they do something, I said, how would I react if Carissa did this? And immediately it causes me to reframe. Because of my difference in attitude and perspective towards Carissa, I'm inclined to be more tolerant, more accepting, more curious about her motivation if it's something that I don't necessarily agree with. So imagine if you could bring that perspective into your interactions with these difficult people in your life. How might the relationship, how might the interaction be different? So that's my challenge for you today. If you're interacting with someone who's difficult and you're ready to pull your hair out wondering what on earth is he or she thinking, ask yourself, is it really about the individual or is it about the action? Because chances are it might be about the individual and not necessarily the action. And the way that you can put that through a litmus test is, like I do, if someone that I loved did this, how would I respond? So that's my challenge for you today. As you seek to make difficult people disappear by changing your attitude, changing your expectations, changing your belief system. We've already asked you to be curious. We've already asked you to embrace differences. And now we ask you to examine whether you're responding to the person or to the action. And if you can recalibrate and treat that person with the same love and respect that you have for others, things just might be different. So there's one more session to go in our Making Difficult People Disappear. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on the various social media platforms, and look forward to continuing to help you to make difficult people disappear.